What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Games Talk Live podcast. Look, we're here to talk about a bit of news that we did have. Some of it, for some of you, apparently, is old news, but guess what? We haven't talked about it here on GTL. So we're going to talk about it. I don't care if you heard it 5 times on other podcasts earlier this week, but you're just going to have to deal with it. That's just the nature of the beast when it comes to podcasts. We talk about everything that goes on, big or small. And the topic in question, of course, is one of the biggest there is, from one of the biggest upcoming games anyway. I would like to thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, I am Jay Fonzarelli. Along with me, of course, is my co-host, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, as I ask you every week, what have you been up to, my friend?
Yeah, well, first, it's Veterans Day here in the U.S. Shout out to our veterans. Hopefully, you're
Yes, it
nice
is.
day. Let's remember all our veterans. But yeah, I finished Outer Worlds 2, and then I've been playing Mafia. I started that Mafia: The Old Country. So far, I'm liking it. It is different. It's not like the other ones. At least so far, it seems like it's very linear. I don't seem to have as much ability to kind of explore, though there are collectibles everywhere. So I'll try to figure that piece out, but it seems very kind of linear versus like it was usually kind of more open mappy in the other ones. But hey, whatever, it's still fun so far. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've been up to. So how about you?
Oh, first of all, it's Veterans Day, not Memorial Day. Tegan, TGAN. But yes, we do recognize everybody that's fallen and everything. But shout out to everybody who is a vet living amongst us today as well. You know, that's what we're celebrating, and yeah, it's a big day for that. So I've got a lot of family members that are in the military or were in the military, so I respect them immensely, and I think we should always think about them. They call it Remembrance Day in Canada. Okay, well that's probably like our Memorial Day. Anyways, I've been playing. Well, I beat Outer Worlds 2, and then I started that Echoes in the Past or whatever it's called. It's not very good. I'm not very into it. Echoes in the end. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
if you're not into it, whatever. This is the
I'm
one that
just
they
not
gave you the
very
code,
into it.
right?
Yeah, they gave me the code,
Okay.
and they're like, hey, we see that you haven't made any content on it. I said, you never asked me to make content, and I never told you I'd make content. But I'll just say it. I'm not liking the game very much. So take that for what you will, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So besides that, I made a video this past week,
Nice.
and I haven't made a video in a while. So Friday I dropped a video, and I want to thank everybody out there who supported the video. I appreciate you. As you can see, I fixed my lighting, so you can see me better now. Everybody was like, "You're too dark. You're too dark. I can't see you." Well, you can see me now. It's bright. But yeah, so I did that because as I announced on Twitter, I will be making more videos going forward. So expect to get a video from me more often from, time to time. Hopefully, I'm trying to put one out every week. However, sometimes I might miss a week or whatever if I have family functions or whatever, because they take time. I mean, writing the video, editing the video, especially editing it, it's just a massive task. Downloading all the videos and the clips that you need and everything, putting it together, making a cohesive video is important to me. So I appreciate you for the win. I see you in the chat saying it was a good video. Appreciate that. I'm already hard at work on the next one. I'm halfway through the script, and I've got a bunch of stuff downloaded to try to piece together because it's going to be a bigger video than my last, and it's going to be a bit more upbeat for sure. So look out for that. Yes, an upbeat Fonz. You're going to get an upbeat Fonz in the next one because it's something. It's about something I won't tell you, but it's about something that I really love in the gaming industry, and I really, yeah, you guys will find out. Anyways, with that said, let's get into today's show because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh, Hargeet, by the way, you beat Outer Worlds 2. What did you think of it, man? Because I just beat that last week.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think I chose the ending that's the good one. I don't so there's several potential endings, which is cool, right? You can decide to do things differently. I tried to keep everybody happy. So kind of it gave me the, I guess, best overall potential option. There's one thing I did wrong, or somebody ended up not surviving. But anyway.
Oh yeah, same.
Chemicals.
Actually, no.
That was the one I messed up.
Oh, okay.
So, but either way, I don't want to give more away. Like, it's a brand new game. People should play it. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of cool choices in this thing. There's lots of different faction things that are going on, and you can make everybody happy and get to it at the ending. And
yeah,
so
it's a really solid game.
Yeah,
that's why I said last week it's a shame that a lot of people aren't going to play this because of the stigma around Xbox and around Obsidian lately too. You know, because of what happened with Avowed and that art director and all that crap. But the funny thing is they fired that guy that was talking a lot of weird nonsense. They fired him. But why didn't they come out and say that they did that? That was where they messed up, I think. Xbox and Obsidian at least should have said, hey, his thoughts and views don't reflect ours. We let him go, you know, say something. But they didn't. And so a lot of people were under the impression that he was still working there. And it wasn't until, you know, recently that I found out that he was gone. Because Colt told me, he's like, you notice he's not in the credits. And I was like, really? I go, that's weird. So I looked it up, and they fired him. He's gone. So I think his name was Matt Hansen. I think it was Matt Hansen.
Like BT Maverick. Shout out to BT Maverick. He liked Avowed more than Outer Worlds 2. You're gonna have people who like one genre over the, I don't know genre, but maybe like whatever you call it, like you know, the environment, right? They're both RPGs, right? But
one's kind of like a medieval thing, and you got sci-fi.
Yeah,
fantasy,
sci-fi, right? And so like, and I like both. I thought they were both great. So I don't know if the storytelling was better in this or the other one. Maybe the companions might have been a bit better.
I didn't play through Avowed, but I can tell you, like right off rip, the storytelling in the first one, from what little bit I played, was not as good as Outer Worlds 2. I did not like the story.
Not Outer Worlds.
It was boring to me.
Avowed
was the one.
Avowed versus Outer Worlds. So
Avowed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought the story was good in both. I think the companions might have been better in Avowed, but either way, they're both good. I mean, they're both really, really good. So
I like Outer Worlds too.
So yeah, awesome. And the other game I haven't even started with Grounded 2 from them, because I'm waiting for the full release before I even delve into that. I'm sure it'll be another one of those long games that I just put a lot of hours in. But anyway, so great year for Obsidian. Even though I guess there are people who will not, play it just because they're Obsidian. I don't know why, but whatever. I enjoyed
not great for sales at all for them. It's really been.
I mean, like a lot of people are going to be like me playing it through Game Pass, so that's good. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's sustainable for them, doesn't matter, right? They've greenlit Avowed 2.
Yeah, I saw that, and I honestly was kind of like perplexed by that. I was scratching my head, going, "Why?" And because if you look at it like across all platforms, or at least on PC, you don't see that a lot of people played Avowed. So my thought process was, and even here on Xbox, there's even guys in the community that I know of for a fact that haven't beat Avowed, but claimed it was a great game, but they didn't beat it.
But that's kind of normal for RPGs, unfortunately. But a lot of people play them and then they don't finish it because there's so much time involved, right?
But then don't put your stamp of approval on it if you're not going to beat the game, if you're not going to go through and play the whole game. Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. Like,
in some ways,
I mean, we could all have
what they want out of it.
I guess.
It's like MLB The Show for me. Like, I would play like 10, 15, 20 hours and I'm like, I'm done. I don't need to play anymore of this. I've gotten what I want out of it, right? And like,
I guess my thought process, on that is somebody can boot it up for 5 minutes and say, it's not for me, and turn it off. And that'll be
Exactly. If you
counted
spent like
in the
10 hours
millions
in
of
it,
people that
it's like,
played the
okay,
game,
maybe you got enough out of it. That's fine, right?
I'm just
So-
shocked that they're making an Avowed 2. I really am. I'm shocked by that.
I mean, it's got to have done enough numbers through Game Pass that like that Avowed is not on anything else, right? It's just on PC and Xbox, right? So, it must have done enough numbers with Game Pass that it was worth it for them. So
I love Outer Worlds 2, so that franchise. So hopefully they end up making an Outer Worlds 3. I would love that.
yeah,
honestly.
I don't know how that did on PlayStation. I don't know, like.
I think Outer Worlds 2 has done worse on PC than Avowed even. So,
on PC, I don't know, but like on because remember PC you still have Game Pass, but on PlayStation, I don't know if it did any numbers there. But we did get the numbers for Ghost of Yote, 3.3.
Yeah, which is good.
That's fantastic. That's
really
great.
Good.
Yeah,
and that's what, about a month worth of sales.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, because it came out like October 2 or 3 or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I think Ghost of Tsushima. I looked it up. There's nothing at a month, so we don't know how much it was sold in the same time frame. But I know after
I think this is tracking better. I think this is doing better than Ghost of
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Tsushima sold like 5 mil in 3 days or something, or 3 mil in 3 days, or 5 days. Sorry, something like that. Like it sold faster. I think so. I gotta look that up.
I don't know.
But I think Tsushima
like
did
Last
better.
of Us 2 came out like a month before, and I don't know if like Tsushima really got the attention. So I'm not sure if that's right. I know eventually.
So it sold 2.4 million in its first 3 days.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima. So that's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's close. It's close. It's not like far off.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Still 3.3. That's pretty good. Right. I'll wait to see when it comes out on. Well, now you don't even have to wait, right? But I'll wait for it to come out on PC. But but now they've added cloud gaming with games you own, so you can actually just play that on PC right now.
Yeah, but I won't be able to mod her out yet.
Correct.
I gotta wait.
Yeah, and I don't know, like maybe we'll get to this topic, but there is this potential for cross entitlement, which if they do that, holy crap.
Yes, let's talk about that. Yes, that is something that I've heard, and that was one of the topics. Rumors suggest that Sony is developing a PlayStation PC app, mind you, with leaked symbols indicating a potential of cross-buy feature, allowing games to be purchased on PC and played on PlayStation 5 and vice versa. So a data miner apparently discovered these icons for cross-buy, and this PC app. If you're to believe this, I mean, usually data miners find stuff early, and they kind of scope this stuff out and they put it out there. That's how they become insiders, people. Yeah. So what do you think about this, Hargeet? This is pretty interesting,
I love it.
Right?
I think it's great because look, so there's two ways to look at it. One is it's cross entitlement with somebody else, right? So you could say it's with Steam or with whatever the store, Epic maybe, right? They work out a deal. But my guess is the reason they would want to do this is compel you to use their store on PC, right? So you can get the game day and date in their store. So from their perspective, they're getting the full revenue. That's the beauty of it, right? They still get the full 100% of your $70, $80, whatever. They're getting the whole thing, right? They don't have to share that with Steam or Epic or whoever, right? So from their perspective, it's a full sale. Does it matter then if it's on PC at the same time as PlayStation? It becomes a question of platform preference, right? Will somebody like abandon the PlayStation because they want to play it on PC and not buy a PlayStation? Maybe, right? But from a revenue recognition perspective, this is great. And it also gives an incentive for somebody to say, yes, I'll buy it in your store because I can get it now on PC today, right now, when the launch happens, right? And okay, maybe you wait to get it on Steam 6 months later, a year, whatever the time frame difference is going to be, right? But that focuses, hey, we're going to release this on PC and on console at the same time. So it now becomes day and date, but they get full revenue recognition, which is awesome for like everybody involved. It would be awesome if it came to Steam day and date, but at least you're gonna get the game day and date,
Yep.
which for me is like I would be there. Day one, I'll buy their game because it's on PC. That's perfect. I'm just gonna play it on PC anyway, right? So now I have an incentive to say, oh, it launched, cool. I can play it now. Sure. Here's my money. Let me just buy it and I'll play it on my PC. This is great. I love it. I think this is awesome. Along with that, they just added the ability for you to stream games on their cloud that you buy. So you can buy Astro, you can buy Ghost of Yote right now, and you can just stream it on your PC. You can also now do that in the portal, but you can just use it on your PC right now. You can go ahead and buy it and play on your PC. But you have to stream it.
But I'd like to point something out that Preston has pointed out. Didn't some other gaming company do that before?
Look, they're always a few years behind.
Okay,
right?
so haven't several content creators here and podcasters talked about this on other podcasts for years, that they would follow suit and they would do the same things that Microsoft was doing?
We kept saying day and date's coming at some point.
And look, I'm not saying it's happening tomorrow, next year, or even 2 years from now, but this right here is pointing more. It's pointing towards that day and date, closer and closer.
I think so. I think that's what this means. And I'm all for it. I think this is great. It gives them the full revenue. That's great. It gives us the ability to play on PC. If you don't want to be on PlayStation, you don't have to be. This is great. I think this is a great move, right? It solidifies both sides of the argument for them. I would love to see Steam day and date, because everybody seems to prefer that store anyways. I'm not married to it. I don't care. I just want to play my game. So if it's an Epic store, I don't care. It's fine. As long as if it's a Microsoft store, I don't, just give me my game, right? So if I can buy that game day and date and play it on my PC, I'm very happy. So if they bring that announcement, I'll be very happy to hear that.
Mass produce says day and date on PC is not happening. Maybe not today, maybe not next year, but it will happen someday. I just don't see it not happening. Like, the industry is changing so much. And at one time, mass produce, I want to tell you something. A lot of PlayStation guys used to say none of their games would ever go to PC. That will never happen. Ever happen. And then when a Mr. Randall Thor and myself on the same day, mind you, put out a little rumor that Horizon Zero Dawn would be hitting PC. Oh, the people were angry. The Sony guys were angry at us. So mad. You guys are liars. This will never happen. We bookmarked it, saved those tweets, and we got our comeuppance just a year later. So it will happen one day.
It may not, but I think it's the right move. I think this gives an enticement. Because look, most people on PC are going to prefer Steam. They're going to prefer Steam, right? And if you look at the ability to buy games in the PlayStation Store, they don't do discounts the way that the others do. I can go to a CD Keys Loaded now, right? But or something like that. I can just go get discounted codes for Steam games, for Xbox games, right? So I can buy them that way on a discount, right? You can't really do that for PlayStation because they've locked it to their digital store only. So that's kind of disappointing. So if you want to give an inducement to say, would you come to our store? This is a great one. Right, it's their day and date. That's a freaking big inducement. Like if you are, a FOMO person, right? Fonz, you, for instance, wanted to play certain games that come out. It's like, oh, I can just buy it in the PlayStation Store and play it on my PC. Hell yeah, right?
Hell
Why not? The day and date. I got it full fidelity. Yes, let's do it.
Cross entitlement is what it should be. Like we should have that option, or we should be guaranteed that, actually, as gamers nowadays. Like, especially at the prices that we pay, they're asking a lot.
I hope they do this sooner than later. And games like Wolverine, if they can do that day and date on PC, hell yeah, bring that. I would love to see it.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to see how this rumor plays out. I want to see what happens with this PC app, even because at one point we were talking about this 2 years ago. Do you remember on RDX we were talking about them potentially coming out with a PC app, right? And everybody's like, no, it's never going to happen. It's going to happen.
Why wouldn't they? Like, why not? It's wide open. Go for it.
And now, and here's the thing. And this is not a console war thing either, guys. The console wars are done.
Done. It's over.
This is all about these companies trying to maximize their profits. Why wouldn't they put their
Of
games
course.
on a PC app on PC and get that revenue? They already
Yep.
see it now. They already see how lucrative their PC is, selling their games there. Ghost of Tsushima did really awesome on PC. They know they can make money. All their games have
Yep.
done well on PC.
Yeah, it
So-
also helps them with like exclusivity deals, right? Because now those games would be available on PC day and date, right? So if you even had like Death Stranding 2, for instance, right? Having that available on both platforms at the same time, that's a benefit to that publisher, right? That you know, Kojima can make that money too, right? And it's like it really just helps the overall thing. If you can make it seamless and say, hey, you know, bringing it to PC will not be as much of a development effort. It's pretty close, and you can get it there pretty easily. You know, and by the way, that's something that also happened on the Xbox side. We're getting like the GDK stuff that's leaking out, or actually not leaking out. They actually just had it in a video that they did. But anyway, so I think that's a good thing. Overall, this is an interesting move. Like for those players who are more interested in an open ecosystem from a PlayStation perspective, right? This gives them a way to keep their trophies, keep their environment, keep whatever they have, and now you bring it over into PC with you, right? What if you wanted to buy like a you know, a Lenovo Legion Go 2 or something like that? Can you play your PlayStation games? Yes, but you would have to then you know, get a brand new save game. There's no cross save. There's none of that, right? And no cross entitlement. Whereas this gives you what Xbox has been doing with Play Anywhere. Hey, you just play whichever platform you're on. Just play and keep playing. You stop here, you go in the other one. The save is right there, same place you were at. You just keep going, right? And so that's something they're going to hopefully try to do as you know, well with this, and that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So I like it. I think overall this is a great idea. If the and to me, the inducement for me, if I want to go to their store, is day and date. Just give it to me on PC day and date. I'm absolutely gonna, you know, engage. I'll buy Wolverine day and date. Absolutely, I'll just play it on my PC.
Magnum, member for 6 months. Appreciate you, man. He says, ponies crying their games aren't going day and date are going to throw their toys out their pram?
Yeah, the
when it
thing that
happens.
you pram, the thing you take your kids with, you know, like the babies.
No, I don't know what pram means, but
Oh,
yeah.
it's like a stroller, like your the when you put your babies in, you can
Okay.
take them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
But
anyway, whatever. I don't know if you didn't watch the entire State of Play, right? So at the end of it, they actually did a sort of a Xboxy move and showed that you can play games on their cloud, so you don't need to have the console. So they're starting to mirror some of the messaging, and this was for the Japanese audience, and to some level I can kind of see it, because for Japan they do okay. They're not doing horribly. I don't want to say they're doing horribly, but Nintendo is the platform in Japan.
yeah.
It is by far the biggest platform. So for them, this might be a way to get in for those who just don't want to buy this behemoth-looking thing and put it in their home, right? You know, this is a way for them to get adoption for their games. So you know, they're doing those moves, and it's funny that they're kind of copying some of the messaging that keeps getting bashed on the Xbox side, but like they just want to make money in the end. So they're doing the same things. They're still selling tons of consoles, 84 million, right? Consoles sold. That's great, but they want to get more engagement. They want to get more engagement. So they're
going to have to put more games out.
So
honestly,
there's that problem.
There's that issue
still,
with them right now, is they do need more games. Mass produce, they could sell all the consoles they want, but right now, I mean, what does their roadmap look like for games? I watched that State of Play here, and I know it was just like a Japanese focused State of Play, but it wasn't like something that I care about. I mean, I'm more of a Western gamer anyway, so like a lot of the Japanese games don't speak to me, I'll admit. So I'm not like looking at some of the games, and although there is a caveat to that, so there's certain games that I do like from Japan or China and stuff. There's certain games that come out that do speak to me, certain genres, but a lot of the genres that these games that they showed today, I don't care for.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I just don't care for.
Yeah, I mean, that showcase, I watched the whole thing. A lot of it, I could say like 80-90% of it was stuff we'd already heard about. So it wasn't like it was new stuff. There were a couple of new things, but mostly it was like DLC. Maybe there's a game or two here and there, but it was like very minimal. It was mostly just kind of a rehash. I don't know if that was intended to be that way because it's kind of a shift to Japan for an audience, right? To say, hey, we've already done this with the Western world.
Yeah.
Let's show Japan what we're doing. Fair enough, right? They did give a release date for a few things, or a release window for a few things. So Tokon, I think, is coming up probably early next year, because there's a beta coming, or a closed alpha test or whatever, something like that, in a few weeks, a month, something like that, I want to say. So that looks like it's coming out next year. So that's great. And then there was a new DLC for Elden Ring, I think. That was kind of new.
Yeah, the Night Rain.
Yeah, so it's something else. Night Rain, something else. So Night Rain, I think, already existed.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's a DLC
something.
for Night Rain, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
something
DLC
new
for
added
Elden
on top,
Ring.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and this there was a couple of things here and there, but overall, I was like, okay, whatever. They did reduce the price.
Marsh,
Reduce the price of the console.
Where
in
Winds
Japan.
Meet, honestly, that game I have been looking forward to for a while. I've been trying to get into the early access stuff for that game, and I just keep missing the window. But definitely want to play that game. Yeah, that's one of them. And it's a Chinese game, so looking forward to that. You talk about the price decrease.
Yeah.
For because what I saw that they have a PS5, a digital PS5 coming out, and it's going to be cheaper, but it's only in Japan.
Yeah.
They will not be bringing that to the stateside. So we will be paying the same price, or not me, but you know what I'm saying. The US will be paying the same price for a PS5, but the Japanese will have a cheaper model. So there's that. And that is, I don't know. I know this is directed, for the Japanese audience and everything, but it's just funny to me because I saw a lot of people in our community that were reacting to it, watching the State of Play live and showing it, streaming it on their channels. And, and I knew, like, for most people, this is not going to speak to the Western gamer. So a lot of their audience is going to tune out. They're not going to watch this. It's really for a niche.
Well, it's for the here. Asian audience, right?
But, but a niche audience here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
most of the so a lot of those were also multiplats. Like most of them are multiplats. So I don't know. It doesn't, like, if you're well, I don't even have a PlayStation 5, but if you're like I main on PC, or I main on Xbox or Switch or something like that, and I just engage on PlayStation with exclusives, you didn't get too much there. But you did get a couple of things, right? But again, they were already announced. Tokon, for instance, we already knew about that. So like it wasn't the greatest. But I try to look at it from the perspective of a PlayStation player. Is this a good showcase for them? Again, like all of it was announced already. So if maybe from an Asian perspective, if you haven't seen those games, it's great. But if you've paid attention and watched all the other showcases, then you're gonna know about these games already. So I don't know. It just felt kind of meh to me. So, but then again, the last indie showcase for Xbox was like nobody talked about. I don't even think they talked about it on any podcast. It just came and went, cared. And like it was so meh. I didn't even care. Like and
apparently
that
there's
was just so boring.
Jez Corden, my great friend Jez Corden out there, who's still got me blocked, by the way. I don't even hate on Jez. I like Jez. I don't know why. He's sitting out there calling me two-faced, like as if I wouldn't say to his face that I think that him and Microsoft have a symbiotic relationship. They need each other. That's all I'm saying, Jez. It's nothing nefarious or derogatory. I like you, Jez. But anyways, according to Jez, he said that there's going to be like 3 upcoming shows in the next few months. And one is in November, apparently, for Xbox. I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another partner showcase type thing. There's supposedly Stellar Blade and Silent Hill 2 remake, whatever. It was Silent Hill 2, I think, was remake, whatever that game
Yeah.
is coming to Xbox. Whatever, like fine, sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care about I played Silent Hill 2 way back in the day, and I enjoyed the Silent Hill franchise. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say it was up there on the top echelon of my favorite games ever, but I enjoyed them back in the day, just as I
Yeah.
did like Resident Evil. But for some reason, like today, I can't really get into these types of games. Like even Resident Evil, I'm not like huge on anymore. Um, I just fell off of it. Like, you know, and I know they changed them up a lot and they look amazing and stuff, but I don't know. I just, they're very linear. It's just not something I want to play. And yes, I like big open world games, but it's not all I play. Somebody said that on Twitter, by the way. They were like commenting because I was laughing at Gaz because he said he was playing this little game. And I wasn't making fun of the game, but he was praising a game that was like a little, I don't know what it was. To me, it looked like something like a snowboard game from the 90s or early 2000s, and like SSX or something. And I just said, "You're high again, aren't you?" Because you know he's been dropping a lot of jellies lately. So shout out to Gaz. And he was, and he liked my post. And somebody said, "Fonz only likes open world AAA games." I go, "Yeah, I love those, but that's not the only games I play." Matter of fact, two of my favorite games this year are freaking indie games. Like I'm not freaking just playing. That's the game, BT Maverick, Sword of the Sea. Sword of the Sea. He was like, it looked like a snowboard game to me, the way he was like jumping and stuff. Anyways.
Yeah, that was a recent Game Pass drop, I think, right? Sort of see.
I don't
I
know.
think it came out a few months ago. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
whatever.
But yeah, it's a game. It looked cool, but something I would have played way back in the day. Like I said, late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, I don't hate the Resident Evil games, by the way. It's like they look cool. I tried to play one. It was Resident Evil 7, I believe, and I couldn't get into it. I tried. Yeah, I
Yes,
really
the
did.
same people that made Journey and Abzu and Pathless. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I played both Journey and Abzu, actually, all the way through. So there you go to whoever that guy was that says I don't play anything but AAA games. That's nonsense. Matter of fact, for me this year.
Oh, it's a PS Plus game. Okay.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
But Sword of the Sea is like a newish game, though.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of it recently.
It's probably last year, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gaz is usually late to the party on games. He rarely plays anything. If you want to talk about a guy who barely plays games, it's Gaz. No, I'm just fucking with you, Gaz. He's been playing a lot of Arc Raiders lately. He loves Arc Raiders. And I get it. Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
So when I played the beta, I thought it was great. I was just playing solo. And I was like, nobody was talking to me in the game. I was trying to talk to people, and like people would walk up to me and I'd be using the proximity chat and I would be like saying, "Hey, I'm friendly, blah, blah," and they'd shoot me in the face. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just shoot them. And that's all it was. It was just like on site all the time. Now I'm watching people play the game and they're like coordinating together. They're meeting each other for the first time. They're hanging out in the game. They're having a great time. They're bringing down these big mechs and stuff. And I'm like, that's what I wanted. And they weren't doing that in the beta. But that blue number in the chat said it's the best.
What kind of game it is. Yeah, right.
Yeah, she says Arc Raiders is the best. That's crazy coming from Holly. That's crazy. She's obsessed with it. I'll tell you what I was obsessed with that game the most was the sound design and the music.
Okay.
The sound design is everything in that game. It just sounds so freaking cool. Like
yeah.
I think that game is really a good game, but I'm so cheap. I can't seem to pull the trigger to buy it because I feel like I'm going to buy it. And then I'm going to play a few games with friends and be like, yeah, this is a great time. And then it'll get old after about a month later, or 2 weeks later. I just don't want to be that way. Preston said it's all AI generated. Isn't the voices of the NPCs the thing that's AI generated? It's why.
Correct.
Yeah, and at that point, it's like, who cares? I understand that um, there's some people out there that get upset with AI and gaming and stuff, especially when it comes to voice acting. And trust me, I, I, as somebody who continues to try to break into voice acting, I still do auditions every week on the weekends and stuff. I try to get into it. It's hard to, but anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, I don't want to see it all taken over by AI, the voice acting in games, but I can understand using it here and there. It helps out. It helps smaller teams, or it helps keep the budget low. Um, will it sound as good as a real voice actor? Not right now. Maybe in the future it will. Although I did hear that it's decent for what it is in this game. Um, I don't know. I just don't have a huge issue with it. As long as they're not taking people's likeness, their voices, and using their voice, then
without
by
their
all
permission.
means. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, by all means.
because
Go
they
ahead.
did in here, but they actually like paid them. They just like they said, fine, we'll
Mm-hmm.
just use it.
Yeah,
So like Holly points out, they bought the rights from the voice actors and simply use AITTS. So
yeah, yeah. So it is what it is. Uh, but it's honestly, I'm glad to see that there's an extraction shooter out there that people are really loving, because I haven't seen that with an extraction shooter in a long time.
well, I mean, the majority of that generally tends to be PC players, right? And
Yeah.
Tarkov was like the big one before that. Marathon still to come. We'll see how that works out.
And I know people who hated Tarkov, but they love
Yeah.
Arc Raiders. So
Yeah.
go figure.
Hey, whatever.
They got a winning formula.
Yeah, exactly. The game, game concept here is pretty good. Apparently, it just keeps you on your toes all the time, right? And that
Yeah.
is the part. That
Dude,
makes
you
it fun.
should
But
try
anyway.
it at least once. I mean, you can't really just try it free now, but dude,
Yeah, you have to pay for it.
it's very tense. Like I can't
Yeah.
explain. Like you'll be looking through stuff in a file cabinet or something, and then you'll think you heard something, and you're like, what's that? And then you'll think, okay, so I did hear something, and you hear something behind you, but when you turn around, it's not a person, it's a freaking robot. It's a little ball or something that's coming after you. And that just freaks you out, man. And what I wanted more of is like that proximity chat. I wanted people to start talking to me, and they just weren't doing it when I tried it. But it reminds me a lot of old school here, Ultima Online, in that way. It's very tense. Like Ultima Online was like a fantasy game. You run around the world. You can get ganked by people. Like they can just take your stuff, kill you, take everything, and you lose it for good. And so there was that element of like, oh my God, I just got this loot, but I need to bring it to my base or to my home and lock it up in there. But I got to get there with it. And dude, there was times I was sweating to get back to my freaking home with the stuff that I had acquired, because I didn't want to get killed and it taken from me. And several times it happened. But yeah, Ultima Online, it was an MMO. It was awesome. Now it was all text based. Nobody was talking on a mic or anything, but people would be typing in there. And yeah, it'd be scary because I'd be running it with one hand and trying to type with the other, saying, "Please leave me alone," And bro, no, people were a-holes in the game, just as they are today in Arc 2. Gaz can be an a-hole in the game. I've seen some clips he's posted, and he's like, he sees a guy that's down by a drone, and so the guy's crawling. He goes, "Oh, come in here and I'll extract you. You can come with me." So he freaking gets the guy to come into the thing, the elevator. He starts extracting. As soon as he starts it, he shoots the guy in the head and takes his stuff. And I was like, great, Gaz. Good job. Love it. But yeah, anyways, it's that kind of stuff is pretty tense, man. Yeah. Roshan Eppinger said that's why I don't play. He doesn't like the toxicity, I guess. the toxicity is going to be there in every like MMO or co-op game or PvP game. That's going to be an element that you're going to have to deal with. There are people in life that are just jerks, and it's the same way in the gaming world. And there's people out there that are good people, and you meet those too. And I've heard a lot of good things, Roshan, about a lot of good people in the game. So You should try to play it. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about Fallout 4 Anniversary. I don't know if you heard that this Anniversary Edition dropped, and apparently, according
Yeah, no,
to
they had a whole announcement thing about it, right?
yeah,
There
yeah,
was a
yeah.
whole, was
According
it
to
Fallout? They have a Fallout show or something. I don't know, some.
yeah, they talked about having a the Fallout show, of course. But this
No,
Fallout
no,
4
not the television show. There's like this Fallout celebration thingy that happened. I don't know. It was like a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or something like that. They
Yeah.
announced the thing.
But the game is selling at $60. Okay.
Right.
And it's $40 if you own it, by the way, for the upgrade.
Okay, so it's an expansion of $40. Jeez.
Freaking bucks. That's kind of a lot, especially when you add on top of that. You know what? I'm just going to show it. Because this is, let me share the screen. Let me go to share this. I don't know if you can see this, but this is Colt Eastwood's tweet. He recorded this video, and this is what the game is doing. It's a lot of glitches and a lot of crashes.
Wow.
And he also added that the game itself doesn't look any better than the Fallout 4 you have now on PC.
Well, it wasn't supposed to, right? It was just supposed to be kind of a
it's just
60 frame mode or something. I don't know. There
yeah,
wasn't
it's
much
just not
to it, but
yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
it's like he's like, for $60, like, this is ridiculous. And he showed this, by the way. He may or may not have got a little slap on the wrist for putting this out there, but he doesn't give a shit. He's like, hey, I got to show the world it's in a mess right now, in a mess state, in a buggy state. And yeah, a lot of people apparently are having issues with the game. And it just, I don't know. It's just bad. It's a bad look. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to buy it. I've played Fallout 4. I love the game, but I don't need to go back and replay the game. It's not something that I care to do.
Yeah, I'm definitely not buying it because there's like I've not had any chance to go back and play old games. It's just not viable when you have all these new games. So like I want to like play the games that are coming out now. The backlog is insane. So
yeah,
Oblivion came out, Gears Reloaded. I'm like, I just don't have time.
But don't you notice that this is kind of the trend with all these companies? Really, they're making a lot of like remasters or like new anniversary editions, whatever, with a lot of these games, because it seems like it's an easy way to make a buck. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and look, it's a good way to bring in players that have never, been able to enjoy those games, right? So if you've never played, Fallout 4, fair enough, right? This might modernize it a bit for you. Cool, go ahead and play it, right? But in Oblivion, same thing, right?
Yeah.
But like I have already finished that game. I finished Fallout 4. I don't have time to go back. I just can't, like, especially when you're talking like those are like 50-hour games easy, right? It's like,
see, Preston,
I don't have time.
Okay, so he said Colt has gone dark mode as of late, covers more negative stuff out where he used to cover the games and stuff like that. But here's the thing. Is it Colt really going dark mode, or is there just a lot of problems in these games these days? Let's be honest, Preston. There's just a lot of issues with a lot of these games, unfortunately. It's if you got a buggy game, I would rather him post about that than not. Like, if you see this stuff, like, tell people, inform people, hey, this is not good. I mean, that's the sensible thing to do.
I'm surprised it came out this way. Like, why? It's not like they need to put this out now, right? It's like Xbox has already put out tons of games. Like they don't need to drop it in a buggy state. It's just not a good look. They should really make sure that games are like pristine before you put it out. There's just no point at this point. You have enough games. There's no reason to like push things out just because.
Look at me. It's the broke boy with a 501. Thank you. I appreciate that. He says, not sure if you saw when they announced when you finish Black Ops 7 campaign, it opens the campaign end game, which is an extraction shooter. Wow. Extraction shooter game mode. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I mean, that's something that's different. Excuse me. Yeah, I didn't see that, but that's cool. We'll
I've
see
seen
what
that.
happens. I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking to. I'm looking forward to seeing how Black Ops 7 does against Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6. I mean, because right now Battlefield 6 is still there doing really good numbers. So
I thought it fell off.
It fell off from the original, but it's still doing really good numbers. And so when COD comes out, I want to see how all three just like, because honestly, in a month from now, I could see Arc falling off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have said that love Arc right now. They're saying that they can see this game
week, right? COD? Is it coming out this week?
Is it?
I think it's coming out this Friday. I think. Am I wrong? I think it's coming out this Friday. November. Let's see. When is Call of Duty? It is. Yeah, 14th.
Okay.
So it's coming out this Friday. We will.
Is that the early? No, they don't have early access.
There's no early access.
Yeah,
everybody's getting it the same day.
Yep. We covered that. That's good. I like that. Now that is good to see coming from them, because you know me, I'm tired of the whole early access thing. Pay $100 and you get to play early.
Yeah,
it's bad. Anyways,
or $30 if you have Game Pass or whatever. But yeah, either way, it's a thing.
let's go ahead and talk about how we were talking about how games are coming out, and there's just no reason to bring your game out in a buggy mess. GTA 6 was delayed once again. Okay. Not a shocker, not to this guy. Nope. I've been kind of saying,
we've all been saying it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. Expect it into the fall of next year, and for sure it'll be out in the fall next year, for sure. I can guarantee it. Put that stamp of guarantee on there.
The Fonz stamp of approval.
Stamp of a guarantee that it'll be out for sure. It's just their MO, dude. This is what they do. They did it with Red Dead 2, the same thing. It was delayed twice. It's going to happen. And officials, the official word from Rockstar, they're basically saying they need more time to polish, while others are citing that there's a possible halting of production so they can investigate a possible union busting thing. And I'm just like, look, I know that there's this whole union busting thing that there's sayings going on. I think it's, what is it called? The IWGB, that's the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain. They have come out and they've said that this screams union busting. These 45 people that were in a certain Discord were talking about forming a union, and now that they're fired, I
thought they were part of the union already.
Well, they were,
because I think that's like the way it is in UK, right? I think they were just part of a union already.
No, I thought they were talking about forming.
No, I thought they were trying to say the union needs to do something about what they're doing.
Oh, okay. Well, how? No, I thought that's not what.
But I don't know. I'll have to look more into. But I thought that was the thing. Is like in the UK they're already part of the union.
No, what it is 40. They needed a certain percentage to unionize, and these 45 people were enough to do that at Rockstar. And so they fired these people, and coincidentally, this is the same week that they delayed the game. So people are saying, hey, this has to be due to union busting. I don't know the legalities of that, like what's going to happen with that whole situation, but I can say this pretty much definitively. 45 people aren't going to stop a game like this from coming out in 6 months. They have 7,500 people working on this game, Hargeet. 7,500.
Yeah, 5,000 to 6,000 employees themselves, right? It's a very, very, very large studio.
Crap.
So you don't. That's definitely not it. 45 people, like whatever, 50 people. That's not going to be the thing, unless it was like the director of the game or like the the lead, whatever, right?
And because of
the person writing the story or something like that. Because otherwise, nah.
Yeah, because of this delay, they've lost 20% of their stock. They could potentially lose $500 million in this delay. $500 million. So this game's price, this game's budget already is over $2 billion.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a game that potentially is going to cost $2.5 billion to produce. But here's the
Yeah.
kicker, though: they're going to make that in the first fucking week back.
Yeah. They're
You
gonna
know
make
they
it.
will
It doesn't
because it's
matter. They're gonna make their
GTA.
money back.
You know, and it's funny. After this delay, I've seen so many people be like, it's either about the delay or the union. Whatever sides they decide to pick, they're like, well, I'm mad they're delaying it. You know what? I don't care about GTA 6 now. I'm not going to play it. And then the
Until it
union
comes
busting
out.
thing. I'm not going
And
to play. Yeah, they're going to play. They're going to play it day one. They're going to buy it. They're going to be there saying, "Take my money. Take my money." I don't believe all of that. I don't believe any of that. Any people that person out there that likes GTA 6 before the delay, you're still going to like it after the delay. And the reason that I bring all that up is to say that we were talking about games coming out buggy. GTA games and Red Dead Redemption games don't come out in a buggy state. They're pretty dang polished games with huge detailed worlds that everybody loves to dive into. Not everybody, but most gamers say that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they come out really, really good. We'll see what they do with it, but yeah, it doesn't matter when it comes out, it comes out, right? And like the only thing that matters about it is like everybody else has to like change their release calendar.
Yeah, and that's something else to add into this conversation, because I know there's a lot of games. Did you notice that if you look at the calendar of games next year, many of them don't have release dates? They just say 2026 because of GTA.
Yeah,
because of GTA. But what is this going to do? Let's focus on Xbox right now. Like they've got like a few games coming out next year that we know of. How are they going to navigate like some of their bigger games, like potential anyway? You got Fable, you got Forza Horizon 6, and you got what's the one that was going to
Halo Campaign Evolved,
Halo
and
Campaign
Gears
Evolved,
E-Day,
Gears E-Day,
Clockwork.
How do you navigate around this? Like where do they potentially put these games in their calendar year?
Well, May just opened up, right? So now you have the springtime to actually put some games out. There was a previous one before Danny Passion, by the way. I don't know if you got that one.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you, Danny. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the 5. Meat Puppet 007 with the 5 says there was no need for them to release a buggy game. In my opinion, it's just part of their unrealistic 30% profit margin grab Colt and Mag sent me. I appreciate you, Meat Puppet. It sucks that they had to do that. It really does. But at the end of the day, they're not the only ones. There's a lot of companies putting out games.
If it needed to come out in December, would that not be better?
Yeah.
Because now you got a December drop, right? That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
And so give it the time. And it's the same quarter. It doesn't matter. Remember the 30%. Yeah, the 30% target is like an annual target. And it's not even, it's 2030 is when that target's supposed to be. But either way, a month delay and you polish the game is a better thing. It just is. And it's still in the same bloody quarter, right? So, and it's good to have a December game that is not like a new thing that you're looking to get in the Game Awards. We're not looking to get Fallout 4 in the Game Awards. It's already, that came out a long time ago, right? But it's a good game to put out then, right? Like you got something that drops in December. Cool. That's a much better answer. Like putting out a buggy mess like this, it's unnecessary.
No, look at me, broke boy. First, let me go to him. He says, I see Fonz is going straight for Xbox games, release possible issues, just like IGN. Because they've got more games coming out than PlayStation or anybody else next year.
And so that's kind of fair, I suppose. Right?
So, and I'm not going at them in a negative way. I'm saying we have a lot of games coming to potentially play.
Yeah.
How are we going to do all this? And yes, we can lump PlayStation in there. We can lump Nintendo if you want in there. But the only game the PlayStation
Ubisoft
has is,
or anybody else.
Yeah. But
they all have games coming, and
you've got so many games coming in 2026.
And anybody who did, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, anybody who puts out a game in November with GTA 6, it's dead. It's dead.
Yeah, so like
dead.
And thankfully they're doing like the essentially the end of the fall selling season game releases. Generally people don't release after that anyway.
Yeah.
So they're putting it on the 19th. So that gives everybody that was going to come out in the usual September, October. They usually leave at the beginning of November for COD, right? So you have that September, October, most of those games come out. So they can still kind of keep doing that. But is COD going to be impacted by this? Would there be zero impact? I would be surprised if it was zero impact. I'd say there would be some impact. I don't know if it's going to be huge impact. There might not be as much overlap as we think, but there'll be an impact. There's just no way around it. And so COD coming out maybe end of October is probably better for them.
Mm-hmm.
It could be beginning of November. Fine. It's still a few weeks, right? But we'll have to see. That is probably the biggest one that they really have to think about, is because that is a big annual release, and they want to make sure COD makes its revenue back, right? Whatever the money back. So I think that's the one they're really going to think about. The other ones, look, there's a big anniversary, obviously, that's happening at November 15th next year for Xbox. Would they release Halo Campaign Evolved on that day? I don't know. I also don't know that Campaign Evolved doesn't come out early in the year, and they have another Halo game to announce to give us the multiplayer that we don't have yet, right? So maybe there's going to be an announcement of some multiplayer thing, or a new game with a multiplayer that comes out later in the year next year. I don't know. It's just speculation. But they shut down, Infinite, Halo Championship stuff. They've shut down adding more content to Infinite. So it's like, okay, if you're doing that, then you've got to be
Halo Infinite. It's in the name. It was supposed to be Infinite. It was supposed to be a 10-year plan.
Well, 10 years for the engine that was supposed to be running it, but they switched to UE, so that's done. So they have moved that team. That's what they're saying. Anyways, they moved those teams to work on the next set of games. It's like, what is that then? Like, when are you going to announce what's coming out? So that would be the big one, is that anniversary happens to be right next to the release date, right? Would they have anything planned? Would Xbox have had anything planned to release on that day? And the one that seems obvious is a Halo game. But if not, if they say, you know what, we should just stay away from this, we'll put our games out much before. They've done September releases for Forza. That seems reasonable. You could do that then. You could say Fable is now, you can put it out in May if they're ready. We don't know if they're ready, right? So if they're ready, you could say Fable could be their May game now, right? Because that just suddenly opened up, right? That suddenly opened up. They have potential for Clockwork to come out sometime in that time frame as well, right? E-Day could be a March, through May, somewhere in that time frame. We'll see. I don't know how far off they are for these things. We'll have to just work. Nobody should really be thinking about putting games out past November 5th.
I could also
just need to stay away.
I could GTA. Also see games such as, say, Fable getting pushed into 2027.
Absolutely could, right? Because they might have been thinking that was our fall drop, right? And that is not going to, we're not touching GTA, right? And that makes sense. Do not touch GTA. It's going to take away all the oxygen out of anybody else's game.
Yeah.
Save
the only ones that could, the only ones that could survive are games that are huge, like Call of Duty or something. Yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't think anybody should really muck with that. It's just not worth it. It's going to be a big industry thing that's going to happen, right? So, in fact, they should lean into it instead and say, hey, let's bundle GTA with consoles, and because people will have to upgrade now to get to this to be able to play this game. So that's what they really should do, is just make it about that, right? Instead of trying to compete with it. But that is a big deal. That is a massive change. It does open up the rest of the year, so hopefully people can fit their games in there. Where does Wolverine land? Maybe the same thing. It's October, beginning of October. They put that out, right? Because that's supposedly coming out next year. I would assume that would be the fall game for them. So that's gonna have to land. We don't know anything about Nintendo's major games coming out next year. There's a couple of potential release windows of 2026 for some games, but they might be announcing some big games, and that probably would come in the fall timeframe. They may be somewhat disassociated with GTA, so it might work, but you have to also realize a lot of the people engaging with it, their time, those players, even if they have a Switch 2, will probably go play GTA because it's going to be that big. So for me, am I going to pick the Mario that comes out, or Zelda that comes out, or the GTA? That's a tough one. It really, I love my Zeldas and Marios, but
I know
it's GTA.
Do you like the franchise Grand Theft Auto?
I've finished 4 and 5. I never got a chance to really get into 3 And I
Yeah,
bought
and
that
now they're
like
really dated. Yeah.
remaster thingy. It was so bad though. That
They're
remaster
so
was
dated
terrible.
too. Like going
So
back
like,
really sucks to
yeah,
that.
I wish they did the Oblivion thing for that, because I would love to have like a like modern mechanics version of those older GTAs, and then I would go engage with that, right? But I liked 4 and 5. I really liked them. I thought they were really good.
I love the franchise. Absolutely adore the franchise. So I will be there.
Yeah, so I mean, this is obviously a big deal. This is a big deal. It's coming out now, November 19th. Then we can, like you said, it's probably good chance it's going to happen November 19th now. So everybody else kind of needs to work around it. But yeah, do not put out things like if they were planning Xbox like and it is specific to Xbox, and anniversary thing, right? And say, hey, we're going to release a couple of games at that anniversary, the 15th. Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah. Danny Passion with the 2 says, imagine GTA 6 versus Elden Ring 2. Who wins?
GTA.
Don't put that. Yes, of course, but
wins.
don't put that devil on me, okay? Because for me
GTA.
personally, I adore both franchises. Like I love Elden Ring to death, but I also love GTA. I'm just a huge fan of Rockstar. Rockstar to me is just honestly the best developers for me. I love Red Dead Redemption. I love that franchise so much. They create worlds like nobody else. It's literally like you hear this said a lot. Oh, they create living, breathing worlds. They do. Yeah. Like when you walk, I was playing GTA 5 the other day, and I was walking around the city and everything, just hearing people talking and the conversations that go on and stuff. I can sit there for a while and just listen to it and laugh because it's funny. And then you get into the car, you turn on the radio and you have the talk shows and stuff. Freaking amazing. Like you could just drive around, listen to that
the amount of
for a
detail,
while.
right?
So detailed.
Yeah, and Punchy, like your point, yes, there are going to be people who will absolutely play other games. The problem isn't that, it's the depressed sales, right? So from a publisher perspective, you want to give your game the best chance it has to sell as much as you want, and right as you can possibly get, right? And what you don't want to do is run into a wall that, like 20% of the players that would have bought your game went to GTA instead. Oh, that's a huge hit.
Publishers avoid COD. They avoid COD. They avoid freaking other games. It's just that way. The bigger the game is, you want to stay clear of that month. Yeah. It's just, it's one of those things. Like I'm not a COD fan, but I totally understand if a game that I do like gets bumped out of the same month that COD's coming out because of that. I get it. I 100% get it. And for me, when it comes to the delay, if a company is telling me, hey, we need more time to polish the game, give them that more time. I don't care if it's another year. I don't care. Like, just give them that time. Because I'm used to the quality that I get out of these GTA and Red Dead Redemption games and everything. Rockstar games in general. They put out quality titles that are polished, and I expect that. So I don't want to go into a game and then see all these bugs happen, and I'm like, what? Like, what happened here? That's why they have 7,500 people working on this game. They're going to iron out every little thing because it needs to be done. The last time they had a big controversy with any kind of bug, it wasn't really a bug. It was the hot coffee controversy. Remember that hack?
The intentional bug?
Yeah, the intentional.
So now the other big question, of course, is this is past the usual time frame for the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Are they gonna make an exception?
Well, when's the cutoff? Is it November?
It's technically around that time anyway, but that's not what happens because you have to actually put in your nominations for the Game of the Year in early November, and so you have had to. Finished it.
I feel this is what they're gonna do. Watch, they're gonna put the game out. They're gonna give the codes out early to the journalists, the reviewers, and stuff.
We'll see, right?
And I think that they're going to
put in too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
but you got so many good games coming out next year too. You got Wolverine as well. If that does make 2026, that's one to look forward to. I'm looking forward to that. So I will definitely be playing that. So yeah, I mean, dude, like next year is going to be my year for games, for sure. Because then I got Crimson Desert. In May
That's
or
right.
March. March, I
Yeah.
think. March 20. I think
Yeah,
it's on my.
I think it's March. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it's
it's
March.
March because it's on my wife's birthday, if I remember correctly. And I was like, "Oops, so I'm going to be busy that day." But no, I'm not going to freaking forget my wife's birthday. And of course, I do stuff for my wife. I love my wife. But yeah, I'm dude. Next year is my year. Like this year has been a year for a lot of people, and I loved a couple of games this year. Expedition 33, amazing. I think that's game of the year, hands down for me. And my other game of the year that could win, it won't win, but it's going to be nominated is KCD2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2,
You think
which
it's gonna get nominated?
it was for the Joystick Awards for Game of the Year.
Okay,
So I don't know about the
we'll
Keeleys.
see.
I don't know about the Keeleys.
Because I think Keely's
That game's
automatically
amazing,
locked. You're gonna have Death Stranding 2, and you're gonna have Ghost of Yote. Those are gonna absolutely be there. Donkey
Ghost
Kong
of
Bonanza is gonna be
Yote.
there.
Well, I'm not going to crap on Ghost of Yote.
That's
I
3
haven't
of
played it yet,
6.
so. But I heard things about the Death Stranding 2 that weren't so favorable from people that liked the first one better. But okay, whatever. They changed a lot of things. I know they changed. They changed certain aspects of the game, and it's not exactly.
If I had to, like my opinion,
I know
PS2 is winning. I think it's gonna win it.
That would suck because
but those 3 are locked, and then you got all the like you have. I don't know if Arc Raiders actually makes it in because it is one of the highest rated games. But I think some of the new reviews
Arc Raiders should make it in with the appeal that it has to so many multiplayer folks out there.
It's pretty.
But you're right. It's
But
the Keeleys. It's the Keeleys for a reason.
Yeah, then you've got all these other ones that it's hard to say that you can totally guarantee that KCD2 will actually make it in. There's just so many games.
Oh, this is good. Fuzzy Tomato says Keeley has had Death Stranding 2 penciled in for years. Yeah.
Oh yeah, very likely. I mean, so
any Kojima game that comes out, Keeley's gonna pump up for sure. But But this is the media that's supposed to be reviewing these and voting. So it's not.
But that you can see it in the Metascores. Those are the same ones that are going to do all this. The voting, right? So you've got Hades 2, you've got Split Fiction, you got
a lot of good games. Yeah.
Silk Song, right? Again, there's so many, and so I don't know that even makes it there. You still have Monster Hunter Wilds. Right.
Do you know, I read an article about so many people. Just a really quick blurb. I saw an article that was talking about how so many people had quit Silk Song because it's too hard. And
the first one was difficult too. So
even my son told me it's a lot harder than the first one.
Wow.
A lot harder. By the way, speaking of KCD2, here's a cool thing because I did really love that game. That was my game of the year until I played Expedition. But one of the senior quest designers from Warhorse Studios, he has now joined Witcher 4 as a senior quest designer, which is awesome because the quest design in KCD2 was really good. So he's just adding to that team over there at Witcher 4, which hopefully makes it all better. Like I'm looking forward to Witcher 4. I know a lot of people out there are crapping on it. They're like, oh, I don't want to play as a female protagonist. It's fucking Ciri, man. She's a badass. Like Ciri was in the first game. You got to play as her, and she's a badass. Like that's a different situation altogether. This is not something they're just coming out their ass with. Like, I pause. Anyways, I'm looking forward to that game.
Like so, KCD2 is also like an 89 open critic, so it could potentially be there, but. Path of Exile 2, that's another big one. And you can keep going. There's so many.
But Path of Exile is another game I loved this year.
It's an 88.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of games in that category.
Oh, by the way, I just looked it up, Hargeet, and they're saying they were fired because they were trying to form a union in the Discord. They were talking
in the Discord, yes.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Yeah. Rockstar said they were trading like secrets of the company and everything. They were talking about stuff that was against policy in the Discord. So they have two discrepancies there. And here's what I say, because one side, which is the people that said they were forming a union, they're saying, okay, then produce those Discord messages. They're telling Rockstar, produce them, show people. I say, you show people you were trying to form a union. You both show your card. Show what you both found or did. Like, I want to know. Like, I'd be interested in that. But just to get back to that thing. But that's what was going on. They weren't in a union yet. They were trying to form a union at the company. Now they're protesting outside the offices there in Edinburgh, and they're just like chanting things and yelling things and showing signs and, you know, doing all that wonderful stuff that we're allowed to do in free countries. Oh, speaking of old companies, what was that? Somebody invited me to play Minecraft out of the blue. It went boop, boop. And I don't know who this person is, and I've never played Minecraft. That's weird. Wow, that's weird. That's an Xbox thing that just popped up on the PC. Anyways, speaking of old developers, BioWare has apparently spoken regarding Mass Effect, the new Mass Effect, stating that they still remain committed to the franchise. And yes, Hargeet, romances will return. Rejoice.
I don't care about romances. I always find them cringe. But anyway, so
no, I'm just
bother with them.
You.
But yeah, so apparently, like, so Oblivion doesn't do them, which actually I kind of appreciate, because I don't even want to deal with that crap. It's like, whatever. Just
I can enjoy it if it kind of makes sense to the characters, and it kind of fleshes out the story a bit more, brings out more from the character. You know who did it really well is Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
the romances in Baldur's Gate 3 were really good. Yeah, they did a good job. Somebody said those are fake profiles. Okay, all right. So the lead director over there at Mass Effect, Mike Gamble, had this to say about the franchise and upcoming game. He says, the truth is the last few years have been an incredibly busy time at BioWare, but currently the team is heads down and focused exclusively on Mass Effect. We have a lot of universe to cover, lots of features to build, and lots of romances to figure out. We're excited by what we're building, and we promise you, when we're ready, it'll be a lot of fun to show you. Until then, thank you for your patience, because y'all are thirsty for news. I see you looking at my secret meaning in tweets. Okay, sometimes they have secret meanings. That's what he says. So if you've looked into his tweets, I've never looked into his tweets, but so sometimes there's secret meanings in his tweets for the upcoming Mass Effect. Look, as a longtime BioWare fan, and I'm talking before Andromeda, okay, Mass Effect Andromeda. I loved Mass Effect. I loved the trilogy. So I can't help, even though Veilguard happened, even though that atrocity happened, I am still kind of looking forward to this, just to see if they could possibly pull it off and bring back me as a old BioWare and Mass Effect fan. Were you ever a Mass Effect fan?
Loved the original trilogy. Actually, I liked all of them. Even the Andromeda one, I liked it. It had some bugs, I guess, when it launched, but I think I was playing. Did Zelda come out the same year? I think it was Zelda, Breath of the Wild or something like that. Then I played that first, and then I played this, something like that. So it must have ironed out all the bugs, because when I played that, I enjoyed it. But Andromeda seemed to get this bad rap, and like it just.
I think it was more the story and everything about Andromeda that people.
I didn't mind the story. Yeah. I didn't mind it. Like the characters weren't. It wasn't the same Shepard type character, but it was fine. I thought it was fun. The gunplay was good. It was a compelling enough story for me. So I enjoyed it. But either way, for me, the Mass Effect original trilogy is like in my top 5. It is fantastic. Amazing. One of the best.
It's in my top 10 for sure. Yeah,
it's really, really, really good. But like my fear is that BioWare isn't the same BioWare, but we will see what they do with it, right? So if they can pull off a great game, awesome, right? But it's tough to do that prolonged, right? Like the teams usually disband over time. It just happens. And the core team that made all those games is not there. Some of those people are, but that's the thing. And like,
me and Colt talk about that all the time, about how
Yeah.
developers, these development companies, our developers aren't there anymore. Like, most of these teams are completely new people, and it's just you're gonna have to just deal with it, and that's why one of the things about Rockstar, by the way, this is something I found out through watching I forgot the guy who interviewed Dan Houser from Rockstar recently. Dan Houser was a lead writer for many years, by the way. I found out that he didn't even write Red Dead 2. He left it to some people that were studying underneath him, and a couple of other guys that have been at Rockstar for years too. They wrote it, and they are writing GTA 6, or they wrote GTA 6. So he was talking about how it's in great hands with the writing over there, because these people have been writing it for years now, writing these games. So I'm glad to hear that as well about GTA 6. And by the way, thank you, Danny Passion Official, for the 5 memberships gifted. I appreciate you. You, sir, are
top quality.
There it goes. You're top quality, baby. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Danny. Danny's awesome, man. If you didn't know, Danny's a videographer. Like, he films, and he does all kinds of stuff with really expensive cameras and stuff, RE cameras, and those red cameras and stuff, and makes videos and all kinds of stuff. He showed me some of his work before. He's talented, really freaking talented. Yeah. Anyways, good to see you, Danny. Thank you for those memberships. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. See what they do with this next Mass Effect. Chat, are you guys looking forward to it in some way? I know Veilguard was bad, but hopefully they can redeem themselves with a new Mass Effect. I can't help but have that feeling of at least giving them a chance at this. Like, if they don't do it for me, if it just doesn't speak to me at all, then that's it for me. It's done completely. Because, to be honest, I didn't even give Andromeda a chance. And it was one of those situations. The reason why I didn't, Hargeet, was because it wasn't because of all the bugs and everything, the controversy. It happened to be the controversy about their director at the time that was saying some really racist things. And I didn't agree with him. And I was just like, I'm not playing your game. And I boycotted it, personally boycotted it. And I didn't play it. So I don't know how it is. It could be a lot of fun, but anyways, that guy's gone. He's not at the company anymore. So I'm looking forward to see what they do next with Mass Effect. Anyways, that is, this is the other thing I had. Todd Howard says that they're still working on Fallout 5. So that's still a thing that they're working on. And they're still working on Elder Scrolls 6, but here's the crazy part. So in this latest GQ interview that he's been quoted in, he said, I do like to have a break between them. He's talking about Elder Scrolls, where it isn't like +1 sequel. He says, I think it's good, also good for an audience to have a break. No, we've had a long enough break since the last one. Stop it. He says the Elder Scrolls has been too long. Let's be clear, but we wanted to do something new with Starfield. We needed to creative reset, sorry. And he says, I like to just announce stuff and release it. My perfect vision, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, is that it's going to be a while, and then one day the game will just appear. The Oblivion remaster Shadow Drop was a test run, and that worked out well, he said. They also revealed that they are currently playtesting Elder Scrolls 6 right now as well. So on one hand, they're playtesting it. On the other, they announced that it's going to be a while for the game. How long do you think that while is going to be, Hargeet? What are we looking at?
Gosh, I don't know. Like we my hope was always 2027, but we shall see. Like if If they need more time, they need more time, right? And the thing I don't want them to do is rush it. There's just no reason at this point. They have enough studios making games. Make the game work right. Make it polished as you can. And the debacle of 30 frames per second needs to not happen again. Just put it out when you're ready, right? It does not need to come out early. You have enough studios to put out games now, so give it the time it needs. This is a big franchise, right? It's if you look at the top franchises of all time, this is still one of the bigger ones out there.
Yeah.
You look at some of the top sales games. Elder Scrolls, Skyrim is one of the top selling games of all time, and so you need to respect the the IP here, and give it the time it needs, right? And they had enough issues with Starfield with performance, and there were still bugs, even though it was the least buggy game of their releases. I think they should do something similar, right? And like Phil saw that, said, no, we're not going to put this out. Take another year. Make sure you got all these things ironed out. And that's what you need to do. And like, if it's going to take a while, it's going to take a while. That's fine. My hope is 2027. If it's 2028, that's fine, or whatever. But
I think it'll be 2028. I think.
Yeah. So
probably,
we'll see when they're ready to do it. I kind of agree with the idea of don't announce something 2 years before. They already announced this game already anyway, right? They gave us a teaser trailer like a long time ago, along with Starfield.
5 years
2017,
ago.
18. Like it was a long time ago, right? Like, so I don't need to see it again until you're ready to release it. I like the idea of like what they do usually with Forza Horizon. June showcase, show it. September, October, it's coming out. Right. Yeah. So you have very little, wait. It's just, here it is. It's coming out. Right. And at this point, we already know it exists. We already know they're working on it. It's like, okay, cool. Give me that June showcase or Dev Direct. And at that year it comes out. Right. That's perfect for me. I'm happy with that. So if that's what they want to do, that's good. And look, they literally do have so many games that like, they don't need to give us a roadmap for like 2 years out. They just don't need to. At this point, the 1 year roadmap is more than enough, right? Just show me what's coming up. That's good. I don't need to see this way at a time. Like everybody's going to be excited about it anyway, right? And so, just make the game, polish it, do what you need to do, right? And then showcase it to us and say, yep, it's coming out in 6 months. Here you go. Boom.
Yeah,
right?
Biff, I'm with you. 14 years ago, it was Skyrim. Like we had enough time in between. Let's get the game out. But here's the thing. I'm not pressuring them to get the game out too early because I want this game to be, it's Bethesda, it's Bugthesda, it's going to have bugs, but as bug free as they could possibly be. Let's just say that.
Yep. This is the world we're in, though. This is the long release cycles, right? It is what it is.
Matt McDonald Media, thank you for the Canadian 5. He says, hey, Fonz, Hargeet, today on X, an Undead Labs dev said to me that they think I'll be very pleased with the final product of State of Decay 3. So it's still alive. Holy crap.
It didn't happen.
Tell me, did it really happen? Did that happen? Because here's the thing. I was honestly starting to think that State of Decay was like either being swept under the rug, dead, or possibly, just I didn't think we were going to hear from it at all. I thought it was. I honestly thought.
I mean, this could be a next year game. But we will see. We will see. Right? They've been working on it for a while. But yeah, let's see when they're ready to release it. But yeah, that could be another
awesome.
Game coming up in the next year or two. Right? So, but again, as I've been saying, I don't want to see it until you're ready to release it. There's no reason to tell us more. We already know it's coming. We've seen it already, right? So it's like, show me the game when it's ready to release.
Show me the game. Yeah, for sure. Hargeet, you got anything else you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I put in the private chat the thing that I thought you would be very interested in, right? So we have some updates from the from Microsoft directly that the development kit
published by who? My good friend,
by our friend
Jazz Corden.
Yeah.
Jazz, you're an awesome guy, man. I like you. Stop this. Unblock me, please. It's ridiculous. Come on. Anyways, go ahead.
So Jez kind of put together a sort of a bullet point of some of the things. The video is linked there in his article as well. But it's really just from Microsoft telling us the updates from their GDK. So one of them is that Game Input has changed to unify keyboard mouse as well as gamepad. So they're now unifying that together for low latency and thread safety. And this is all with Xbox and Windows, combined, right? So the next one is PlayFab game saves, which I think is a very interesting idea. What they're doing is they're allowing it to go beyond Xbox. So you can have cross progression with Steam. Now you can do that yourself, right? The game can do it themselves. But this allows you to use their back end to do that for you. So
I don't want to use anybody's back end.
Oh, yikes. Anywho, but it allows you to use their cloud back end to allow cross save, right? So you can do cross progression between various stores, right? Various platforms. So that's an interesting thing. It will become available to developers to utilize if they want to, and that way it's not just limiting it to Xbox and PC, but it's PlayStation, PC, Xbox, Steam, whatever you want, right? You can cross save. The other one, which I think you'd be interested in, is they're updating the package manager to allow the same Xbox Play Anywhere deployment for Windows and for console, and streamline the process. So the issue we run into with the Microsoft Store version of the game, where it's a long certification process, they're trying to streamline that process. So that's part of the update, is to make that process more streamlined, to allow those updates to happen more frequently and not have as long a cert process, right? And not have a disjoint release for Windows and for console. So it's all one big package, and it now just seamlessly will work.
One big package? What are we talking about here, man? Dang.
One big game package that can deploy to both, right? And that way the update process is also seamless for both. And so they're working through that piece now. So that's another thing that's part of the update. There's some capabilities they're allowing for specific to ARM64 versus normal x86 or x64. So if developers want to take advantage of the ARM capabilities, you can. And then what else do they have? The runtime availability. They're opening up the API to other platforms to utilize the Xbox authentication and what do you call that? Like the friends list and all that stuff, right? So the social features. So those are all going to be available to everybody else if they want to leverage it, right? So just like Discord is kind of open to everybody, they'll make this available. If people want to use it, they can, right? So that's kind of another cool little feature that's being added in. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of other things, I'm sure. But those are some of the highlights that Jez had pointed out. And I thought you would be very happy with the one where they're actually trying to streamline the cert process and make it, be able to update much more rapidly. Because that was one of the issues with Game Pass versions of the game, is that they're like 6 weeks to 2 months behind.
That certification was awful.
It's horrible. Yeah, exactly, right. So that they're trying to streamline that. So they are working that.
That's good.
So that's good stuff.
I'm glad. That's something that they definitely needed to do. And if this all pans out and they actually start to get their Windows systems to work better with games and stuff, I think it's just going to benefit everyone. It's just going to be that much better for the gamer, especially. Hopefully they can pull it off and really do all this stuff that it looks like they're trying to do. But yeah, I hope for the best, of course, with all this stuff. We'll see what happens. Because especially on PC, like, since, Game Pass is relatively cheap on PC, if I get a few games there, I can just get Game Pass, play these games really quick throughout the month and get rid of Game Pass again. And I can get versions of the games that are up to date with all these patches and stuff. Yeah. And be more like the Steam versions.
Yep.
Yeah, that certification process has always been kind of a nightmare. It's just been a slow process for them. So yeah, that's a good thing. I'm glad you brought that to my attention.
Some good stuff coming up. Yep.
Yeah. And I just think, look, I think 2025, this is something that me, Gaz, Colt, Zocker, we've talked about 2025. They think it's been like an insane year for games. They absolutely love 2025. I don't love it, but I think it was a really strong year. I think it's a good year for gaming. Really good. Next year for me, though, the upcoming games that I see, that is my year. That is what I'm looking forward to. But here's the thing: I'm not gonna, just downplay. For a lot of people, there has been a lot of great games this year. So it sucks that it almost seems like we just started this generation the past couple of years. And now we're already talking about, you got these companies already talking about next gen. We're going to be coming out with our next gen hardware. I'm like, what about the hardware you got now? Like, so I know they're going to bring this hardware into next gen. You're going to get it for several years where they're going to have a lot of cross-play games. But it's just sad to me that a lot of people spent $500 or $600 or $700 on a console just last year because it finally started to get going for them. And they could ditch that PS4. They could ditch that Xbox One. And now this, a new generation is coming.
Well, they're talking about the new generation. We don't know when it's coming, right? So it's tentatively 27, 28 in that range.
I think it's going to be 27 for sure. Yeah, I think you're going to
years.
So what's the chances you see, because I heard Boomstick, okay, shout out to Boom. I heard him talking about there's a possibility that an OEM console comes out the end of next year. But even if that happens, I don't think it would have an Xbox chip to play even Grand Theft Auto, to be honest.
I don't know. If it's Magnus already is the platform, so it should be able to play everything. The issue isn't like the OEM versus Xbox directly. It's more, is the software going to be ready? And I don't know, right? Because if I saw like inklings of, hey, we're testing releasing some of our back catalog of console games on your ROG Ally. Okay, cool. Now I can see that, hey, they're kind of getting there, right? I haven't even seen that yet. And I'm like, dude, it feels like it's years away. I could be totally off, right? But I mean, it'd be so awesome to say we're releasing a new console on the 25th anniversary. That's awesome, right? It's just, it seems unrealistic to think that the software where they are today, because I actually have the ROG and I'm like, the software is not there. They need a lot of work. It's not there. And I think they have a good year of new features and then a year of polish before they're ready. That's my feeling, which is why I just think 27 is a much more realistic time for a new console. It's just the software. The hardware is there. I think the hardware is already there. It's the software. And that really does matter, because I don't want what they did with the Xbox One, where they gave, like, we had a polished 360 interface. We went to Xbox One and lost all of it. And they're like, this is crap. I don't want that. And this is going to be different, right? Because they're merging Windows. And so I want to make it as good an experience as possible.
Well, what is it like on the Xbox ROG Ally for the console side? It is
basically, you've run the Xbox app, right?
Oh, it's basically that?
App. That's it.
I don't.
And I'm like, dude, that's just not. It's not good. It's not good, but it is like a half measure. It is not what I want. So they have work to do. They have a lot of work to do. And I want the interface to be as close to the actual console. That's what it really needs to feel like. And it's not there. It's just not. So is it good? Sure, it's okay. But if I compare it to even big picture mode of Steam's better. So they have to match, right? They have to do that. And they need to get to be able to say, I want to add more apps. They don't even have that.
So it's basically the PC app with Game Bar and all that.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Okay.
That's literally it. And the only things I can see there are the games that it wants to showcase, right? Now, on my Xbox, for instance, I can download apps, right? Just even like, hey, I just want to run Netflix or something like that. It's not there. You have to do it outside of in Windows. And I say, well, no. I want all the functionality that I have with my console. Why is that not there? So they have a long journey. It's a long journey, and I think they have a long time before they can get there. So to me, that's a Windows 12 feature. And Windows 12, I don't know when that's coming out, right? I haven't even heard inklings, So
Yeah.
I just it doesn't feel ready in 26. I could be way off. It could be totally ready, and that's great. That's awesome. But it just feels to me like 27 is a more realistic target. I would just caution people thinking in 26. You might get disappointed. I think it's going to be 27.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 27 myself, for Xbox at least. I think Xbox will put out their next console in 2027, fall 2027.
And PS6 might be ready then too, but they're saying they're in the middle of their current PS5 gen. They are not.
I think they're
2020. They're ready to come out.
I think they're going to be fall 2028 or holiday.
I think they are kind of pushing it out a little bit, because I think that they're happy with where they are. They've sold 84 million whatever consoles. They're happy with where they are. They know they're going to keep selling more, and it's like they're good. They're fine. So they're looking to expand to Windows.
And because they're going to push PS5 into next gen with crossplay and stuff, they're going to continue to sell PS5s for as long as possible. And this new Japanese version of this cheaper digital PS5 is going to probably sell a lot over there. It is what it is, but we're going to have to wait and see that PS6 in 2028, I believe. And that's fine. It's fine. We'll see what happens with it. But every time they do that, though, you got to understand, tech gets old while they're making it.
Yep.
Tech is moving. It doesn't stop. So they're kind of stagnated in their development in a way. Like we could say that they started development, let's say even if they started 2 years ago for these new consoles, it's only going to grow so much by the time it comes out. Like most of the R&D and everything has been done, and they're putting these things together and testing them. And they probably got a dev kit already for these things. So it's already stagnated in terms of where the tech is in those boxes. We had this, we get it every time with these consoles, but PC tech keeps moving, keeps going, and you can continuously buy that new GPU, buy that new CPU. And they say now that it's going to be like a 5080 GPU, on how these games run on those consoles. But by then we're going to have like 6,000 series cards. Like, it's just the nature of the beast. Tech keeps moving.
Yep. And RDNA 5 or UDNA will be on the next rev by then. So things keep changing. That's just the way it is. The RAM prices are the same for both, though, right? Like it's not going to matter for Magnus or PlayStation. It's going to be the same problem. So,
What RAM prices?
Reggie asked, so the RAM prices will hurt Magnus. RAM prices are going to hurt both. I mean, it's the same memory. Literally GDDR7 is the same memory.
Expensive,
so it's gonna hurt both. So whatever the costs are, they are.
Yep. At the end of the day, it's still going to be a good console. They'll both have great consoles. I don't think it's going to be a situation, even if Magnus is more powerful than PS6, you're still going to get very similar looking games, performing games. Like it happens every time. I mean, look at the Series X compared to PS5, and look at the games. They're not far off.
Exactly. Very similar.
Y'all blinded by the light. Come hide under my blanket. What? Pixel slapper. Y'all blinded by the light. Come hide under my blanket. LOL. No, thank you. I'll stay on my side. No. Anyways, you know what? Let's wrap up the show. I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody that listened tonight and everybody listening after. Hargeet, let everybody know where they can find you next on your next podcast, your book, all that stuff, my friend.
So the book, if you want to pick it up, shop.shiny.us. My channel is Hargeet21 on YouTube, and then I'll be on with Boom tomorrow at 7 p.m. US Eastern Time. So check that out. And remember, everyone, Xbox dead.
Oh, you got a new one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. You can't do that.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, who the fuck are you, Hargy? You've been really nasty tonight. Really nasty. No. All right, guys. Well, thank you for showing up here tonight. I appreciate you. And of course, remember, I will have a video out hopefully by this Friday. For sure by the weekend, there will be a new video. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. And until next time, game on, people. Wait a minute. What happened? Are we still on? Did we end? No, we're still on.
Even though it says scheduled. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, what is going on here? Can we not stop the show? Do you see that? It says scheduled. It's showtime. Go live.
Yeah, it's still on. I can still see it. It's on YouTube right now.
All right, guys.